See those stars on the ceiling? I'm responsible for that. Sometimes I still think that I'm 8. It's hard, you know. This illness is just really hard, no matter how old you are. In some ways, I think it's worse when you're young. In other ways, I think it's worse when you get older because, you know, it's like it doesn't change. I mean, on the one hand, you're like constantly evolving, which means you never really change. You know, like, how could I ever expect myself to be comfortable with who I am when I'm like always evolving? You know, like, I'm never just going to be satisfied with, like, you know, like, for example, like tonight I dyed my hair blue black, you know, like, as if like my hair is just going to be blue black for the rest of my life. Like, it's not like that. I feel like that's why a lot of women like change their hair color a lot, because they like really want to change who they are, but they can't, so they just like dye their hair. They like find a new pair of pants to wear or some shit, you know, like, I just know that there are like things about me that won't change ever. So it's like I can change all these other things around me, and I'm addicted to that. You know, like I'll figure out like some new method, or like, oh, okay, I'm gonna start eating kale. And then I'm convinced that I'm gonna feel like a lot better about myself because of this new decision that I'm making. You know, it's stupid. Like, because you'll never be satisfied ever. Just, it's time that we give up on hope. You know, it's just time. It's been time for that. Especially in this country. You know, this country's pretty doomed. And I'm not just saying that because of who the president is. Like, this country's been doomed. It's so depressing, though. Like, I don't want to be right about any of this shit. I'd rather be wrong about people. I'd rather be wrong about the futility of everything. But sadly, I'm right about pretty much everything. You know, I'm right about people's maturity levels. I'm right about racism in this country. You know, it's like every 10 years, this country's racist in another way. Right now, this country hates Latinos. Imagine that. They work a lot harder than Americans and they make us look bad. So of course we're going to kick them the fuck out. Anyway. I mean, it's not like this country isn't racist against blacks. I mean, obviously, like, the police department still is. I feel like the police department just, like, they represent, like, how society really thinks, you know, and so obviously if, like, they feel like black people are a threat, then that's how white people generally feel. But I mean, I love black people that act black. You have to act black for me to love you. Like, it's like, why would I want to be around a black person that's white? You know? It's like, I don't like white people. So why would, anyway. Like, the only white people I like don't act white. They don't, you know? How do you know somebody's white? First of all, they have a major stick up their ass. Okay? Like, that is like a white trademark right there. It's just like the stick up the ass. Like, that should be like, what do you call it? Like a picture or something. Yeah, like there should be like a picture of like every like racial stereotype, you know? Or like it should be like 5 things. Like, here's like a picture of a black person, and there are like 5 things that would make you think like, oh, that person's black. You know, like, here's some crack, here's a basketball, here's some fried chicken, here's some turnip greens, and what else? Newports, right? Okay, well, what about Mexicans here? Okay, Mexicans, those Mexicans, they have their beans, of course. They always have their beans, right? And they have their like 8,000 siblings. Like that's another thing. Like Mexicans have huge families, right? They have their fucking cross. You know, they're Catholics for whatever reason they believe that bullshit. And let's see, what else? What else does Mexicans have? They don't really cerveza, right? Okay, yeah, tequila, beer, whatever the fuck. What else is pretty common for Mexicans to have? I'm trying to think, because I've worked with so many Latinos like over the years. Like you'd think that I would remember like distinctly like something about them that is like so true. Let's get back to it. Anyway, white people. Stick up the ass. For sure. It's like that should just be like white people, it's just be an ass with like a giant stick inside it. You know, and there so many white people would defend their right to have that stick up there. You know? Like, this is my stick and I'm not getting rid of it. You know, like those crotchety racist white people, like they just won't die. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get how like anybody could be racist about anything. Like, and I'm sure that people don't understand like why I would say like that. I don't like black people are white, but just like because I just like people to be like who they are, like culturally, you know. And I think that the white culture is like just so uptight, and like I don't know. That's one thing I really enjoy about being around black people is that I can like just kick back. I don't have to curb everything that I fucking say because of who I might offend, you know what I mean? Like black people tend to understand where I'm coming from more than white people do. So I don't know. I know I'm gonna offend people with this shit. It doesn't fucking matter. Just say whatever the fuck's on your mind. Like you're gonna offend people no matter what. That's right. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate you stupid YouTubers that feel the need to comment and every fucking thing. Like, why? Do you have, like, nothing better to do with your life and your time and, like, your opinions? If you have something to say, you should just find an artistic way to say it. How about that? Maybe you should too, man. I know.